And I will continue to let folks in from the waiting room as we go. But good morning, my name is Meredith Curry. I go by Mayor, pronouns she, her. And this is our first member meeting for the Northern California College Promise Coalition. We've convened in committees, but this is our opportunity to celebrate the end of an academic year and the beginning of a new one. To get us started, I'd like to introduce the chair of the steering committee of the coalition, David Silver. He is the Director of Education for the Office of Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. And I'll now turn it over to him to give us a brief welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. And I am so pumped to be here with all of you. You are all here because you recognize the importance of closing equity gaps across the nation. And right now we have the opportunity to make sure that we can do this, not only in Northern California, but as a model for California and the country. As you know, all of us came into this work because we know that it is not okay for some kids to be able to go to college, graduate from college, and pursue their dreams, and others to be disenfranchised. And together we can use our leverage to make sure that we can change systems so that more kids and more cities and more organizations can support kids to be able to be successful. So how many of you all, have tried in the past to try to do like a campus partnership? If you could just kind of raise your hand or put your chat up. How many of you tried to do like a workforce partnership? I don't know about you, but like when I was leading an organization, a college completion organization, and it was like, all right, hey, I'd love to have this partnership. They're like, all right, you got a couple hundred people, that's fine. But then come back and talk to us when you have thousands. And that's what we have here. By having Northern California Coalition of College Promise programs, we are able to actually leverage thousands of people to make partnerships for jobs, for campus partnerships, to make sure that our kids are going to get privileges that they deserve and the rights and responsibilities that they deserve as well. We now, because of the partnership that we've had, we have a partnership with Cal State East Bay. We have with the Office of the President, the UC Office of the President, other workforce partners. People care about us because we can have leverage to make sure that we can have more kids and families being able to meet these goals. I just want to say that this is just the beginning. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf is so pumped about this. We brought together mayors from San Francisco and San Jose and all over the Bay Area and beyond. And people already, we have over 5 mayors and cities that are investing dollars in this, that think of this as a key strategy for them to be able to meet their goals. We're looking for this, as I said before, for not just California, but as a national model. We're having conversations discussing the potential to have people like First Lady Dr. Biden to come out here to showcase what we're doing. And also we're thinking about what the impact can be for students and for systems going forward. I want to thank everybody who made this possible. I'm not going to mention everybody's name, but whether you're an organizational leader, whether you're a city official, whether you're a funding partner, whether you're a community-based organization, whether you're an employer, we encourage you to join our movement going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my screen. And for those who are just joining us, thank you again for joining us today. I'm Mayor Curry. And for our time together, first, just to review our agenda, we're going to launch our final year-end report, which we're super excited about. And I just want to note that, thank you so much, David. I'm honored and thrilled to have spent 2020, 2021 with the Northern California College Promise Coalition, or what we lovingly call NCCPC, or even shorter, the coalition, as the fellow last year. And I'm looking forward to the next stage of our work together, serving as the executive director. And I want to thank all of our members for your thought, partnership, and leadership. I am so excited for the year ahead, for the rest of our time together. I do want to start off by thanking our members and guests for joining us today so that we know who's in the room. So just get ready to introduce yourself and shout out to your teams when we do roll call. We'll spend the bulk of our time on the past, present, and future of the coalition by reviewing the newly published year-end report, hearing from our committee co-chairs and students about their experiences this year and goals for the future, and sharing out upcoming opportunities and calls to action. We're also going to have a short exercise before we close out to share our tips and tools so that together we're armed with best practices and insights for the new academic year. So first, I want to just start off by saying a huge thank you to our members, starting with our steering committee. Please go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat and use Zoom emotions to let us know who's in the room. Our steering committee is the governance for the coalition. They drive our strategy and they commit to funding the operations of our work with a give or get of $10,000 each year. We hope that you will consider joining us on the steering committee if you aren't involved already. David will talk more about that in a bit. So I just want to say 10,000 degrees, welcome. Please shout out in the chat or use emotions if you're in the room. We have several of your team who's registered for today. Thank you. Shout out to Beyond 12, welcome, one of our new steering committee members. Our founding steering committee members include 10,000 degrees, the city and county of San Francisco, we have DCYF in the house, the city of San Jose, thanks to Mayor Liccardo, the Making Waves Foundation, CAP program, the Oakland Promise, Reinvent Stockton Foundation and Stockton Scholars, Richmond Promise, and Students Rising Above. Thank you for being our founding members since 2019. And newly joining us include the City of Alameda, welcome, the City of Hayward, I Mentor Bay Area, and One Goal Bay Area. We're so excited to see our steering committee grow. I also want to say thank you so much to our 2021 champion members. Our champion members are organizations that provide, who are not involved in our governance, but do participate in our committees and are advocates for our policy and other campaign work. And thank you to our advocate members who are individuals who support our work through advocacy and committee involvement as well. Our 2021 champion members, welcome to Foundation for College Education, the Peninsula College Fund, San Jose Aspires, Silicon Valley Education Foundation, and West Sacramento Promise. And we're so thankful for our new members joining us, Hayward Promise and KIPP Northern California. And last but not least, thank you to our individual advocate members, Dr. Christopher Nellam of the Ed Trust West, Lorna Contreras Townsend of Gap Inc., and Spada Viveros Welton of Public Advocates. Please make sure you're sending each other love, and thank you so much again to all of our members who committed for the year. We also want to shout out and say thank you to all of our guests who are in the space with us today. We have a lot of folks joining us who are getting to know the organization for the first time, as well as partners who've supported us from the beginning, such as the UC Office of the President. Welcome Bay Area CSN, ISKME, thank you MoneyThink for joining us, Education Trust West colleagues. We have here UAspire, the Center for Educational Partnerships at UC Berkeley, Europe Bay Area. Welcome Mayor Gary of the City of Albany, Public Advocates, and Mission graduates. We're so excited to have you all here with us today. And we hope that you'll find something that piques your interest and gets you excited and ready to engage with us in the new year. So to start the meaty part of our program, today we launch our first year-end report for 2020-2021. I'll go ahead and drop a link to our webpage now where you can access the report and check it out for yourself. To show you how to navigate it, I'll also highlight some exciting updates and insights you can find in the report. First, our outcomes for 2020-2021, which you'll find on pages 7 to 8 of the report. We're so excited to now have 25 members collectively serving over 51,000 high school and college students across Northern California, across 12 counties, the 9 Bay Area counties, Sacramento, San Joaquin, and Tulare. We've supported 1,500 students with workforce opportunities because our members share their activities with each other, and that's another way that we can leverage and make broader impact with the resources and activities that we already have. We've convened over 400 educators representing over 100 organizations to share best practices and thought partner around shared challenges. And we've formed 10 partnerships so that we can achieve more together, whether it's through advocacy, career conferences, advisor convenings, or developing resources for students. We also launched our advisory council, and we're so excited to have this amazing suite of leaders informing our governance and strategy. From the UC Office of the President to the California Community Colleges, we are honored to have them with us supporting our work and ensuring that we have the supports that we need and the insights to drive our goals forward. More will, on our advisory council will be shared by David in the next few minutes. And while staying a lean organization, we've doubled our revenue so that we are in a position to grow our staff and scale our campaign this year. This is where we'll need your support to continue to recruit more members to our steering committee and identify funders and investors who can help us achieve our goals for 2021 and beyond. But I do just want to pause here to say we have achieved so much with a lean budget of $85,000. It is truly making the big bang for the buck for every dollar that's donated to the coalition. So to speak to specific goals and achievements related to our 4 key pillars of policy, campus partnerships, workforce development, and communities of practice, I'd now like to turn it over to our committee co-chairs. What you see in the year-end report and experience when you meet with us in committees or engage in our campaigns is only made possible because of the commitment, leadership, vision, and resourcefulness of our committee co-chairs and our members. Today, you'll hear from the steering committee chair, David Silver, policy co-chair, Samra Adeni, chief of staff of the Oakland Promise, partnerships co-chair, Cynthia Ramirez Para, college and career success manager for Richmond Promise, workforce co-chair, Courtney Arguello, lead career and alumni coach for Making Waves Foundation CAP, and communities of practice committee co-chair, Patrice Berry, executive advisor for our office of Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. Pausing and correcting for a moment, I just want to say thank you to our policy co-chairs, Samra Adeni and Mia Banta, who's CEO of Oakland Promise, who is with us today. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, David Silver, who will be followed by Chrisman Inocentes, founding manager, director of program at One Goal Bay Area. You're on mute, David.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mayor. So yeah, I think that what I wanted to share is just that this is an opportunity, the steering committee, to actually make influence and to actually guide the strategic direction of this organization. It's to share leadership over our college success efforts and also our equity agenda. And it also is a great way to leverage your investment for each of your programs and amplify and spread it to make it go further. I remember talking to someone and it was like, yeah, for $10,000, like you can help actually guide things that are going to produce, potentially millions of dollars for your kids in policy, or potentially key partnerships and support to dramatically increase your college completion rates. In addition to that, it's a $10,000 give or get. So for us, for example, it's not so easy all the time to get into the city budget. So we decided to work in partnership with one of our partners, California Endowment, and they gave a $25,000 gift, and that was the give or get. That satisfied that for us as we went forward. Others can strategically put it in their budgets if they'd like to. If there's anyone who's interested in the steering committee, feel free to talk to any of myself, Mayor, Mia, or any of the other steering committee members, and we're happy to talk through with that. We also, we have 1 to 2 leaders for each committee, which you're gonna hear from later. You're gonna hear from Patrice Berry and others that were named before. I wanna also just give a huge thank you to the resourcefulness of the steering committee. You've seen kind of what we've been able to achieve. I mean, I think that it's pretty remarkable. We've doubled the number of members that we've had in the organization. So we went from 12 to 25 organizations, increased our high school and college student footprint to over 50,000 students across 12 counties. And we expect this to be actually much larger because that does not include our recent members that just joined Beyond 12, One Goal Bay Area, I Mentor Bay Area, KIP Northern California, and Hayward Promise. As Mayor talked about, we launched our advisory council and are proud to have Michael Drake, the president of UC Office of the President, Chancellor Eli Oakley of California Community Colleges, as well as Michael Tubbs, who is the founder and board chair of the Mayors for Guaranteed Income. And really, frankly, what gets me excited is that everybody wants to keep coming. 100% of the steering committee members that we had from before are still on board with us and have committed to come back next year. And she's not going to say it, but I think we all know that one of the key reasons for the success that we've had is because we've had an incredible leader in Mayor Curry and have now created a structure where she is the executive director beginning in the year 2022. So I want to take a moment just to encourage people who are not already on the steering committee to consider joining us. If you want to have conversations around that, happy to talk. Feel free to put that in the chat or let us know in your exit ticket. And then also, again, a big thank you to the steering committee members, because we would not be here without all of your hard work to get us to the place we are now. With that, I'd like to ask Chrisman of One Goal Bay Area to share her experience attending our steering committee meetings and deciding to join our coalition.
Hi, everyone. I think I just froze. Can everybody hear me, Mayor?
Yes, we can.
Cool. Well, I hope everyone's doing well today. Thanks for letting me share. I'm Chrisman Inocentes Bell, and I am the Managing Director of Program here at One Goal in the Bay Area. And we recently made the decision to join the steering committee as a result of observing and participating in the meetings, and of course, having some really inspiring conversations with Mayor. We're excited about this opportunity, mostly because we are we're excited to thought partner with other leaders in the region. We're new to the region. We've only been around for 4 years. So we have a lot of work to do, and we want to do that work in collaboration. We have an in-school course-based college access model, and we believe in investing in this collective work together, because we know that collaboration across schools and across organizations is going to be the best way for us to achieve impact. So we're pumped. We're excited. I'm excited to see all the new faces here in this room, and looking forward to working with all of you.
Thank you so much, Chrisman, and thank you so much, David. I'd now like to turn it over to, pulling up that slide, Oakland Promise, Samra or Mia. I defer to you on who would like to report out, but we'd love to hear your experience with the policy committee. And then you will be followed by Edgar Chavez, Executive Director of the Hayward Promise.
Morning, everyone. I'm Mia Bonta. I'm the CEO of Oakland Promise. We got involved in the steering committee and NCCPC early on because we recognized that it was an incredible opportunity for us to be able to leverage the work that we couldn't always do independently and exclusively on our own, particularly as it related to some of the policy work that NCCPC is positioned to do as a regional convener and an organization and an entity that we can count on to be able to represent not only the city of Oakland and Oakland Promise, but many of our partners. So we've been thankful to be able to partner in this way. The NCCPC policy work really supports Oakland Promise in our ability to maintain actively and within the confines of our 501c3 status, but also gives us the ability to be able to speak to the work that we're doing and the systems change work that we know is needed in college access, college affordability, introduction of college savings accounts, and much of the work that we're all focused on and embedded in. And so we're thankful to be able to essentially use NCCPC as a phenomenal 10x leveraging factor for us as it relates to changing the systems which our students are dependent on us making sure we're focused on. And with that, I'll turn it over to Samra briefly before we head to Hayward.
Thank you, Mia, and thank you everyone for being here. As Mia said, Oakland Promise has been a steering committee member of NCCPC, and also Mia has been the co-chair of the policy committee. Policy committee has been really closely focused on Bill AB 288, which you can see a little bit about on Mayor's screen. We're the lead sponsor for that bill, along with our other advocacy partners, SoCalCan Scholarship America, as well as the California CSA Coalition. CSA is for child savings accounts, college savings accounts. And one or two goals and achievements we hope to see in 2021. We're really focusing on AB 288, which is currently a 2-year bill. So we're going to kind of be confirming that bill and moving that forward. We're also really closely following AB 1456, the Cal Grant Reform Act, and a few others, as well as keeping a close eye on Governor Newsom's Cradle to Career System budget proposal. I would also like to issue a call to action to all of you. If you have ideas for the policy activities we should focus on this year, please go ahead and send them to Mayor. We would love to make sure that the rest of the NCCPC coalition is also having their voices and wishes and hopes heard, and that's something that is really important to us as well. So I will go ahead and pass it to you, Edgar.
Hi all, what a privilege to join you all. This is my first official meeting. I got to participate in the policy committee. I just joined as Executive Director of Hayward Promise Neighborhoods in October. and I've been following the work from San Jose and while I was there at Downtown College Prep. For me, working with policy, I think reminded me of the importance of having practitioners and residents closest to the work, helping define and design policy that impacts our communities at a systemic level. I think it's very important for all of us who are here, who've been on the ground working on these issues and seeing the barriers that our students are facing. We can continue to build in programs and services, but if the systems are not designed for our community, for our students, and we're going to continue seeing the inequities that we continue to face. Additionally, just seeing 288 and the scholarship displacement, I was that counselor who got the call from students who lost financial aid when they had scholarship that went over, you know, their institutional policy. It is devastating for families, for low-income families, to come up with that money to increase loans. I've seen that work, so I congratulate the work that you've all done in this last year. And you know, I'm representing both Hayward Promise and the city of Hayward and the library in this in our work here. So look forward to collaborating with you. Hope you all join the policy committee.
Thank you so much, Edgar, and a huge thank you to you, Mia, and Samra. Especially thank you to you, Mia, because it's been a phenomenal experience to learn policy and advocacy, especially under your lens. As far as our next committee, let me go ahead and share that screen. I'd like to welcome up Cynthia at Richmond Promise to share her experience with the Campus Partnerships Committee. And Cynthia will be followed by Alex Bernadotte, founder and CEO of Beyond 12.
Thanks, Mayor. Hi, everyone. My name is Cynthia, Manager of College and Career Success. Currently had the privilege these past couple of months of serving internally as co-chair of the Partnerships Committee for our Executive Director, Jesse Stewart. As a founding member of the coalition, we have had the opportunity to not only see the coalition begin, grow, but expand. Specifically in partnerships, we've had the opportunity to further expand our current college and university partnerships, similar to many of the other organizations part of the coalition. And it has really allowed us to not just further enhance through programming, but also just data support. As nonprofits, we might know that we can strategically really have an add-in value to institutional support. Rather than providing the same support, we have learned to identify the opportunities to intervene, support, and impact students not only to college, but through college. Our goal within partnerships is to think critically about what other college campus partnerships can we enhance, not just focus on those schools that our students are attending, us as an organization, but others as well, furthering those connections, making genuine and meaningful connections with others at the same time. And this year, as you'll see, we have had the opportunity to kick off some of the pilot campus partnerships with Cal State East Bay, UC Office of the President, UC Merced, UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, just a few to name. Really, really excited, and both myself, Jesse, and Janae are very, very excited to answer any questions, but also see more folks take part in the pilot year this year.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Alex, would you like to share a few words?
Absolutely. Thanks, Mayor. And thank you so much, Cynthia. I have been inspired by the work that the Partnerships Committee has been doing. But let me take a step back. I'm Alex Bernadotte. I'm the founder and CEO of Beyond 12. And we are a new steering committee member. We joined because we know that the College Access and Success Challenge is a lot bigger than one organization can solve. So I was excited, and I'm so honored to be in a coalition of like-minded organizations who all want the same outcomes for students. We want our students to thrive. We want our students to be able to earn degrees that allow them to change their economic prospects, but that also allow them to lead choice-filled lives. I've been inspired by Mayor's leadership and by all of the work that the NCCPC has already accomplished, and excited to be a part of that. As a new member, I'm thrilled to participate in the Partnerships Committee, for instance, to work together. And one of the initiatives that I've been particularly interested in is to get data sharing agreements in place with the institutions of higher ed that you just saw on that list, so that we can get an important feedback loop and we can get important data about how our students are doing. and use that data to help inform the way that we're supporting future generations of students moving forward, but also the way that we are supporting students as they are embarking on their college journey. So again, thank you everyone for being here. And as a new member of the coalition or of the NCCPC, I would welcome and invite all of you who are not already part of our collaboration and our partnership to join us.
Thank you so much, Alex, and thank you so much, Cynthia, for that great overview of the Partnerships Committee. I'd now like to turn it over to our Workforce Committee, introducing Courtney of Making Waves CAP to share her experience, followed by Megan Topping, Director of External Affairs for 10,000 Degrees.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Mayor. And hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Arguello, and I work with the Making Waves College and Alumni Program as their lead career and alumni coach. I also work closely with our executive director, Lisa Fries. So I joined the Workforce Development Committee this year and have since become a co-chair along with Mayor and Laura Contreras-Townsend from GAP Inc., formerly with Students Rising Above. So we joined this committee because of the work we're doing to support our students in understanding career development and success. We're providing them with opportunities, everything ranging from career exploration, exposure, and experience, things that we all know that are needed to level the playing field and supporting them in becoming, competitive applicants for future workforce opportunities. And we're doing that all at scale. So one of the committee's goals this year was to develop partnerships. We had a huge win in completing year one of an agreement with Management Leadership for Tomorrow, which you can read about on this slide. And then we also submitted and got approved for a proposal with GAP Inc. To produce a retail career event series that engages both high school and college students. So we all know, hopefully you all have seen the info on this event, but it will span over 2 days, kicking off at 4 p.m. on July 30th and running through July 31st with live and recorded sessions from business professionals focused on 3 tracks. That's creative, tech, and business operations. So we are in full planning mode and we need your support. So I'm going to put out a little plug right now to continue promoting to our students. This event is focused on high school and first and second year community and 4-year college students. So check your emails or let myself or Mayor or any of our Workforce Development Committee members know if you need any of the outreach material. We'll be happy to send that to you. And then also just putting on your radar now that the second part of that series will we're asking you to save the date for November 5th and November 6th, which will target our upperclassmen, so our 3rd and 4th year college students. And I'm going to turn it over to Megan.
Hi, everyone. Megan Topping. I'm the Director Corporate Engagement at 10,000 Degrees. I first want to add my thanks to Mayor for her just incredibly just thoughtful effort and focus that she's given, I'm sure, in all spaces, but definitely we see it all the time in the Workforce Development Committee. So thank you, Mayor. It's been a great space for those of us that are on the Workforce Committee to collaborate in terms of things that can happen more easily and more efficiently as a bigger group. And the perfect examples of that are both the Management Leadership Tomorrow partnership that has been really wonderful in developing, and then this career conference that's happening at the end of the month. And I'll add my plug just because I've sort of observed the work that's gone into this, both between NCCPC, GAP, and the Warriors Generation Thrive. It's really going to be a phenomenal conference. And so any students that are interested in exploring careers generally, because there are some general workshops, as well as careers in retail, but in tech, design, and business and operations, it should be pretty amazing. So just thanks again, Mayor. It's been a great year, and hopefully those who are interested in joining consider it. It's been really pretty phenomenal to have this collaboration space and to share thought partnership on subject matter.
Huge thanks to you, Megan and Courtney. It's hard to understand just how much work has gone into some of these projects, but especially with the Career Conference team, they are absolutely investing a ton of work into this conference. So we encourage you to support the outreach, and that will be one of the calls to action later today. And then our next and last committee co-chair presentation will be from Patrice Berry, Executive Advisor of the Oakland Mayor's Office, who will share the experience with the Communities of Practice Committee.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can see me and hear me. My internet is so funky today. I'm sad that Melissa, our co-chair, is not here to share with me today, but I'm really excited to introduce the Communities of Practice Committee, and that these new member meetings are one of our first initiatives. When we get to the discussion on best practices and tools later in today's agenda, that will be one of the ways our committee identifies potential topics for future discussions. But right now, I'm going to share the 3 objectives of the Communities of Practice Committee. We've had one meeting. This was one of the outcomes of our latest. And I will say this too before I jump into the objectives. All of you here today are probably hip to the idea that the next 2, 3, 5 years are going to be years of more change, years of more challenge. And for me, I'm really excited because I know that that means it'll also be a season of continued opportunity. And I don't see a way to better outcomes, to better experiences for students without us being in deeper partnership together. And that is one of the reasons why I love NCCPC so much. I've been dreaming about this my whole entire career, and this is truly one of the most amazing collaborations I've seen in my life. So with that in mind, 3 objectives for our committee: to establish awareness of our respective organizations, the programs we deliver, the tools and curriculum within them. We believe that maintaining a pulse like this will enable us to maximize opportunities to better partner, learn, and build together. Number 2, to exchange leading, promising, or high potential practices and useful insights regarding what isn't working, where there might be opportunities for improvement, including partnerships like program collaborations, joint fundraising. But something that came up recently that we all think we can make use of is just exchanging ideas and best practices related to leading and managing our organizations. Like the first objective, the second objective is also action oriented. And finally, the third objective, to enable networking, program matchmaking. We don't always know what we don't know, and we see this committee really helping to facilitate connections and broker relationships with folks who may not immediately be on your radar, or folks whose work you're a fan of but haven't yet had an opportunity to connect with. And one of the last things I'll say is that I'm really excited that we're approaching the work of this committee, understanding that different roles and functions within our organizations value or benefit from different activities. And so we'll organize activities to address at least 3 target audiences: org execs, managers within your organizations, and also direct service professionals. I think I'm really excited about that, but of course we're open to all the feedback. And with that in mind, another call to action: come out to the Communities of Practice Committee meetings when we launch. Thank you so much.
And thank you for your leadership on this, Patrice. And that's right, Melissa is not with us, the Executive Director of Making Waves CAP, but so much appreciation for her leadership in this committee as well. So thank you so much, committee co-chairs and committee members, for sharing out. I hope members and guests, if you're not already involved in a committee or you're involved in one but got your interest was piqued about a new one, please consider attending an upcoming meeting. I'll be sharing a link out that you can use to let us know if you're interested that has the schedule. So next, now that we've heard from our members, let's hear from our students, since they are really the focus of all of this effort. The students who have worked with NCCPC include Aaliyah Perry, a scholar of Making Waves who supports us as our intern this summer. She is here with us today. We also have 2 National College Attainment Network, or NCAN, Federal Advocacy Fellows this year. Mackenzie Gill, a Stockton scholar who is here with us today, as well as Alicia Sardar, a Students Rising Above scholar. Lastly, we are very thankful to 10,000 Degrees for having their Bank of America interns, Faraz Khan and Zoe Rosales, support us this summer. So I'll now turn it over to Aaliyah to share her insights with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Aaliyah Perry. I am NCCPC's intern. A little bit about myself. I'm from Oakland, California. I graduated from Ames College Prep High School last year, and I'm currently going into my second year as a business admin major at the University of Southern California. I'm also a Making Waves Foundation scholar. Shout out to Ms. Arguello and Mrs. Freeze. A little bit more, I'm very passionate about civic engagement and education equity. Specifically, when I was in high school, I ran a civic engagement club that led students from my school and all over the Bay Area to different district board meetings, the state capitol, to stand up for students and fight for better education. I continued my advocacy, after graduating, and continued going to the board meetings and advocating for better education bills and mentoring high school students going through the college application process, because I know I definitely needed that help. And now I'm continuing my education advocacy while working with NCCPC. Throughout my internship with NCCPC, I've learned so much, and I've been able to do so many cool things and projects. I've grown in my media editing skills, marketing, and most important, grown in my impact of helping other students, which is really important to me. I truly enjoy helping others and helping others reach their potential and providing guidance and helping in college attainment. I am especially grateful for Mayor's guidance. Thank you so much, Mayor, for everything that you do. And for giving me this internship, allowing me to apply, and along with the amazing members that I've met along the way and engaged with as I continue to gain experiences, skills, and inspiration that I'll carry throughout the rest of my college and into my career. Career-wise, I definitely see myself as a policymaker or a business person in the education field. And and as far as the different projects that I do at NCCPC, I think my favorite one would be managing our social media page. On our social media page, we have two main campaigns. One is called Free Money Friday, which we use to promote scholarships and financial aid advice. And the other one is called Wisdom Wednesday, which I actually came up with. And basically, we used to promote different resources, anywhere from college advice to career advice and so much more. And I really enjoy creating these posts and furthering my own reach and promoting such useful information for students. That being said, please be sure to look at our Instagram and our Twitter and follow it at NorCalPromiseCoalition. And I look forward to hearing more from you all. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Aaliyah. Your participation has meant so much, and we've achieved a ton with your support and awesomeness, me especially. I'd now like to turn it over to Mackenzie Gill, who is one of our NCAN fellows.
Hello, everyone. I am Mackenzie Gill, a student fellow for NCAN. I attend San Juan Keynotes College doing curriculum and kinesiology. I grew up in Stockton, California. I attended Senior Chavez High School, graduating in class 2020. I am also a college ambassador for Stockton Scholars. I appreciate the support and guidance from my program in Stockton Scholars. In my college journey this past year, you guys are so guideful and helpful for me. Shout out to Janae and Missy for always keeping in touch, guiding me when you took for information in my higher education, making me an inspirational leader that I am today in my community. Shout out to Marilyn, because without her, I wouldn't be in this group today. And she's also made me even more supportive for helping college students like me maintain their education. As a student fellow for NCAN, I'm here to make a change in the outside world for college students like me. I made a big accomplishment of doing my student story for undocumented students. I want to really support those out there who are not qualified to be a student in so many opportunities in education today. I learned a lot in politics while doing leadership and advocating my youth. I will definitely bring a lot of that to my campus, because there are students like me who will definitely need that support on my campus. I will also be here to continue doubling the Pell Grant, and will also support undocumented students, making sure that they have the education that they are needed. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Mackenzie. There was so much positive feedback from our NCAN fellows of how productive and effective it was to have them join our legislative visits with different legislators. So they weren't just writing student stories, they were telling their stories live and in person, virtually to folks. So thank you so much again to everybody who shared out today. Thank you to our committees. Thank you to our co-chairs. Now we're going into the activity portion of our meeting. I'm going to post into our chat a Padlet For those who aren't familiar with Padlet, it's kind of like a sticky note tool that you can use to add different notes and resources. And I want to give us this opportunity. We've heard so much feedback and insights about how we can, take advantage of sharing insights, thought partnership, best practices, our models, our bright spots with each other. This opportunity that we have right now over the next 3 minutes is to brain dump what are those tips and tools and resources that we've used this year that we would like to make sure our colleagues here on the call are aware of. So I've gone ahead and taken an opportunity to start off the list. So there's columns. If you could drop your insights for college affordability and financial aid planning versus college exploration versus career exploration. I'll go ahead and share my Padlet. What you can do is click on the plus and then add the resource. And if you can add the website too, that would be great. But there are some here that if you are using it already and you want to just go ahead and give it a heart because you know you use it, add a comment, you can do that as well. But I want to go ahead and give us all 3 minutes timed to just enter our thoughts right into the Padlet. I'll go ahead and set a timer. After this, we'll have an opportunity for a few minutes of share out so that we can get some specific feedback from anyone who has the interest to do so today about tools that they've posted. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. We have 3 minutes and I'll get the music ready. If folks can go ahead and start entering into the Padlet, that would be great. I'm looking in the chat. Is there any questions or any issues accessing the Padlet? I don't think so. So go ahead, type away. Thanks, everyone. We'll give folks another minute. right, folks, let's start to put pencils down. Awesome. Okay, so for this next piece of our activity, if you want to go ahead and close out your last thought, this is an opportunity for anyone who wants to share out. And I thought with our time remaining, the three subjects we should focus on are probably college exploration, college affordability, and student engagement. So I did receive a few chats about folks interested in sharing out, but please go ahead and put in the chat too if you're interested. Cynthia, would you like to share out around college affordability?
Yes, thanks, Mayor. Just wanted to quickly, I think I see folks on here from MoneyThink, but point out Decide Ed. I will also put it in the chat in case Mayor doesn't beat me to it. But Return Promise has had the opportunity this year to support our students, not just those that are graduating high school and becoming RP scholars, but also those that are actually planning to transfer. One of the biggest things at Return Promise, we're a growing organization with a small team, is making sure that our students understand what it means to go to college. Not just, okay, going to college and pursuing a specific major, but being able to understand the financial component. We've been able to use the Decided app, and really what it is, it's more of like, I like to refer to as a portal. Students are able to make one, use a code to join, and they're able to actually upload a picture or PDF of their financial aid award packages that they get from different colleges. And again, this is for students that are receiving their award letters, whether they're first time going to college or transferring to a four-year. And what has been proven to be really, really helpful on this platform is the ability for it to let the student know if it's affordable or not. And affordability is identified, I believe, by not taking out more than $5,000 worth of loans. We know how much those loans can add up. Paying out of pocket takes so much on a family's toll, not just an individual student. And for some students, it could be that they're financially dependent on themselves after graduating from high school and or transferring as they become young adults. One thing that I've been able to really successfully support students this year in is by using the Decided platform. Students felt more comfortable in reaching out to us, asking questions if they needed, but there was also some who were like, I get it. This is like, I didn't even need an appointment. Everything's pretty much cleared out. I asked questions if I needed to, but also had the support there from not just the organizations such as Return Promise, but MoneyThink Decided in particular to answer any questions for students, provide resources, provide presentations for our students, to ask questions live, as well as just bring in any ideas that they might have that maybe, I don't know, MoneyThink didn't consider, but that was not the case. MoneyThink is super on top of it. The platform provides so many resources, and just wanted to say that I really advise folks to take into consideration using the platform. It's fairly new, but it's new and it has so many resources as well as just support for students. But I'll leave it at that. Anyone have any questions? I'd be more than happy to share my experience and also share some of the quotes from our students if needed. It has been a really honor to use the platform.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Appreciate it. And there is information in the Padlet for who you can contact for Decided. I wanted to see if Elizabeth, if you're available to speak on the SRA Hub still. Elizabeth is the CEO of Students Rising Above.
I would love to. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for our current partners, Oakland Promise and San Jose Aspire, who partner with us to utilize the SRA Hub. The SRA Hub is a fairly elaborate and developed compendium of resources, supports, 24-hour access to advisors, all of the tools and potential opportunities that a student needs for college access and success. We're incredibly grateful this coming fall. We will be partnering with University of California, Riverside to offer the hub and our EdTech programming to up to 900 of their incoming first-year students. And the goal is to secure at least 300 of those students to participate in a 9-month program that utilizes the hub toward college access and success. And through this randomized controlled trial, we will be able to secure efficacy outcomes for college persistence with students. So we're really excited to have that methodological and empirical evidence of the SRA Hub's impact. But we know for our current partners, Oakland Promise and San Jose Aspire, that the learning modules we offer are incredibly positive and helpful. We would be happy to talk to other organizations about sharing this resource so that your students can access online all of the tools that they might need for college and access and persistence, along with the programs that you offer as well.
I really appreciate it, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sharing. And as Cynthia noted in the chat, Cynthia is an alum of SRA, and she's found that tool useful as well. Since we are a little bit short on time, I'm actually going to stand down on any additional share outs. I don't see anybody else putting anything in the chat to share. But if there is any specific resource you'd like the opportunity to highlight in one of our upcoming newsletters or posts, please let me know. And with that, a quick boom. Exit ticket alert. Okay, please complete this exit ticket before you leave. We're super grateful to our partners at MoneyThink and Gap who provided resources to incentivize that you let us know how these meetings are going. So I'm putting the exit ticket in the chat. You can use the QR code. If you complete the exit ticket by this Friday, you get entered into a raffle to win one of 3 MoneyThink backpacks with Bluetooth speaker, water bottle, earbuds, all kinds of stuff, as well as Gap Athleta or Old Navy swag. So please submit and let us know because our next member meeting we hope will be in January, and we'd like to make sure that's successful for you. All right, so that's please make sure to complete that, and I'll remind you again, as far as upcoming events and how you can get involved, I put the link to how you can get involved in observing our committees, but the real available opportunity right now this month for your students, as well as for parents and advisors, is to spread the word about our upcoming career conference. It's July 30th to 31st, and it's a part of a series with Gap. So we already have the date saved for our fall conference, which is November 5 and 6. For this summer conference, that is for high school seniors and early college students. So first and second years at 2 four-year colleges and other pathways and programs. So please spread the word. And in terms of member calls to action, we have 5 of them. And I will be putting up a poll in a moment just to try to get some immediate reactions to where you might want to be involved and how I can support follow-up. So first, we encourage you to commit to outreach to help us get to up to 1,000 students at this conference. Our goal is 500, our reach goal is 1,000. We will have similar raffles. We have 2 signed jerseys from Golden State Warriors athletes, James Wiseman and Draymond Green. And there will be workshops presented by fashion designers, retail employers, as well as local programs. Number 2, please consider joining and observing a committee. So I can provide the link so that you know what dates are coming up. I'll put that in the next slide as well. Want to encourage you to please consider joining or observing a committee. As Chrisman mentioned earlier, being able to observe is a good way to see if it's a good fit and would provide benefits to you and your team. Third, our Campus Partnerships Committee put together a list of 5 questions that we would love to ensure all of our members ask students and provide that data in the fall. One of those questions is if they have experienced any form of scholarship displacement, and we provide the language to explain what that is to students. So we encourage you as members, and if you're not a member, to help contribute to this data that we're collecting about how real and prevalent the issue of scholarship displacement is. Number 4, Patrice mentioned as part of our communities of practice work, we're developing ways to share out best practices and get resources directly to our students. And one of those ways is a partnership with the Southern California College Access Network to publish a student-led virtual hub. And we're looking for folks and programs and students who want to participate and help us to get that up and running for the fall. So please let us know if you'd like to be involved. And the last one is if you're a member, the year-end survey is coming. We encourage you to please fill it out by early August. Please use the poll that I've just launched to let us know which of these 5 activities you hope to support. You can let us know, yes, you'll support it. You can let us know, no interest, or not sure. I will follow up with you for the yes and the not sure. I'll give you all those great links that I have right on the side. So please take a moment. Each of these questions is mapped to one of these calls to action. And I'll give you, I'm hoping to get close to 100% response, so I'll pause here for a moment. While you're answering, our steering committee chair, David, has put his contact information in the chat and made himself available if you have questions. I'll put mine as well.
Mayor, I don't know if there's any other things, but I'm wondering if while people are filling these out, and again, want to say thank you for filling these out now. It really helps us so that we can be able to follow up and support you. If there's not anything else, Mayor, I'd love to see if there was just anything from anyone else who was not on the agenda, who just came here, any reflections from this, how people are feeling about NCCPC, any appreciations or anything that they would like to share. Just open time. I know we can't be as inspirational as Aaliyah, but I would love to have maybe 3 people share just anything they're feeling or any reflections right now.
And we
I'll
have a
chime
few
in.
minutes. Go ahead.
I'll chime in. Welcome everyone. I'm Alia Chisti. I'm here on behalf of the San Francisco Office of the Mayor and Jenny Lam. And I just have to say, like, this is super inspiring because we were a founding member of NCCPC, and just to see how far it's come, it's just amazing. This coalition has just all of the key players, we're finally in a room together working towards a common goal, and just how much more effective we are collectively. So I'm just, just super excited and thankful to David and Mayor and all of the other founding members for, sticking through with this and for driving this vision. So I'm just so excited.
Thank you. I think we have a theme of inspirational Aliyahs, but any other people want to share as well? Thank you.
Yeah, I can jump in. Hi, everyone. I'm Evita Naya-Bryden, Director of Kip Through College here at KIPP Northern Public Schools. And I likewise, I'm also really excited. I think there was a while back where we, my colleague, Allison Takara, who's also on this call, joined a conference, and we were like, it would be so great if there was this coalition because we're all working together. And just to actually see it come to fruition and we're all here is really inspiring, especially around the college partnerships. We've, as an organization, have developed many partnerships across the Bay Area with so many institutions, but I think we continue to run into hurdles. And so I think one of the ones that we were trying to secure was CSU East Bay Forever. And just now to see that that's actually a partnership that we will be able to join is really exciting. So continue to collaborate with everyone and just really excited about this work.
I like to go. My name is Jonavette Cole. I'm with Hayward Promise Neighborhood at Cal State East Bay. And I'm also a trustee for Alameda County Board of Education. And this is what I live and breathe. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this coalition. We currently work with multiple Promise neighborhoods throughout California, from San Diego to up near the California border with an Indian reservation. And for our scholars to have an opportunity to have a successful journey through their education is what I like all our students to have the opportunity to do. And I'm just so excited to see all these warm souls that are willing to put in the fight to make certain that from cradle to career that our students have opportunities that they deserve. So thank you for this opportunity.
Anyone else before we close?
I definitely can go. My name is Teresa Vidaldi, and I work for the Center for Educational Partnership, the Early Academic Outreach Program, NDCAC to be specific. And this is just a space of heavy hitters. I've been in this work for 15 years, and to be in this space is really motivating to see that we're actually coming together to do some really great work. And under the leadership of Mayor and the consistency that we've seen, this is definitely a space that I want to just figure out how to play a role and continue to do the work. Because like I said, I walked into this room virtually, of course, and we see all the heavy hitters that have been doing this work for quite some time. So that's what I'm really excited to be a part of and to continue to grow our network, which continues to only impact our students. So much love and appreciation to everybody in here.
I know we're at time. Is there anything else, anyone else dying to share anything else? Well, if not, we do want to, before I pass it back over to Mayor, just say that this is just the beginning. This is something, you know, this collaboration that we have, and I just want to really name also as someone who's been here since the beginning a couple of years ago, it is rare to have people that are so unselfish and so focused on one goal of increasing and strengthening conditions for our students that are most underserved to be able to complete college and being linearly focused. And I think that's what this brings together is we're all vision oriented and mission oriented and doing it together. And I just want to say thank you for everyone who has done that. And thank you for those others who are joining. And I'll pass it over to Mayor.
Thank you, David. Thank you to everybody who was able to join us today. This is recorded, so we hope you'll share this out with your colleagues, and I'll share it out with members who couldn't join. But this was incredibly inspirational and reinforcing for me of how important this work is, and I can't wait for our next steps together, everyone. If you haven't completed the exit ticket, there's still time, and our next meeting is likely to be in January. So if you'd like to support in thinking through what our future meetings can look like, that is Communities of Practice. Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your Wednesday and week. And I look forward to following up with you each individually on next steps. Thank you so much.